Hi, Jen Gilchrist here, back with another weekly Oracle card reading for the week of March 11th through 17th. We'll be working with the Rose Oracle deck. I like this one by Rebecca Campbell. And if you're new to me, welcome. If you've been with me a while, either way, say hello. I'd love to see who is here. I tend to work with highly sensitive, intuitive, empathic people who have gone through a level of spiritual awakening, who are working on their spiritual growth, healing their inner roadblocks, if you will, aligning with their higher path and purpose. And I teach them to also develop their intuitive gifts to support them along their journey. So here we are. Let's go ahead. The intention of these weekly readings is to help you align with the highest and best path in the coming week ahead. Oftentimes it tells us next steps, potential pitfalls, things that we can do to support us and be aware of so that we can really live in alignment with our highest and best life. So this first card is called Held. It says sureness of soil, unseen help, support, and community. And it's kind of coming to mind too, depending on when you're watching this, on March 10th, depending on where you are in the world, we have a new moon. So it's a good time to be setting intentions. And around the new moon, leading up to it and even after it, right? Intention setting is great for a few days after it, but leading up to it, before and prior by a few days, we tend to be more sensitive, more connected to our intuition. You might be feeling even a little bit more emotional, perhaps, right? You might be having more feelings. But what I'm seeing here is birthing a new project, which is why I'm saying that. So first and foremost, you can set your intentions anytime, but it's a great time to do that. But giving yourself a little time and space to connect with yourself. So it might be that you need more retreat time or reflection time or alone time. I'm just seeing and this might not be the exact picture that it's showing me, but I see like that nurturing of the baby. It feels like birthing something new. There's something new wanting to birth inside of you, and you have a ton of spiritual support. You have a lot of information from all kinds of, you have connection to so much information beyond this lifetime. And you have a ton of spiritual support. This very clearly does say spiritual support and community. So that could be unseen and seen. So that could be your spirit team, your angels, your guides, but then also be in community, reaching out if being in community of other like-minded people as well. Like I have a Facebook group on Facebook called Soul Inspired Leaders Collective. You're welcome there. It's a free group. We have at this point over 30,000 people in the group, but they're all very friendly and like on the same path. I don't want to say but, right? I'm saying and. The exciting thing is they're like you. They're oftentimes we don't have a lot of people in our initial circle after our awakening that really understand the path that we're on, and so it's a really great supportive community. But this is basically saying, tune in, reflect, meditate, nurture your guidance, connect with your intuition. I think one of the free gifts I'm actually going to put in there is connect with your spirit team, free meditation. I'll put that in the description area because it feels like sometimes we can either feel alone, like isolation and rejuvenation alone time are two different things. So I feel like if you're in isolation, maybe reaching out and opening up through meditation to your spirit team or into your community could be helpful. Alternatively, sometimes we need a little bit more of our alone time to connect with our intuition, our inspiration, our ideas, and spirit team. So you'll know where you're at on that. But this is about, I think, birthing new ideas that are wanting to come to you and through you. And an idea could simply be, clarity about how to navigate a situation in your life, but it could also be a bigger idea or creative expression that wants to be coming through you. The next card is the Sun. It says joy and enjoyment, life source, success, vitality, and play. I feel like, yeah, you're aligning with, I feel like this is the time to be considering as well. How can you invite more enjoyment and play into your life, right? How can you create a life that you wake up feeling super excited about? You feel excited and passionate, and your creativity, that will bring success to you. That will bring success to you. And sometimes what we've been doing, all of a sudden, maybe it did bring you joy and fulfillment, and then suddenly it's like not as much. Something might need to shift. As we grow and evolve and shift, our businesses, our schedule, our hobbies, our life really needs to evolve, will evolve and shift with that. Our goals will evolve and shift with that. And so this is like I feel like there's lots of ways this could go, but is there an area of your life that you feel like you need to bring more joy and play and fulfillment? Well, then tune in, use this time to bring in like what alignment shift wants to happen. It feels like also if you can get out in the sun, I know it just depends on where you are in the world. We're kind of been in the winter season here, so it might be hard to come by depending on where you live. I'm in California. I'm lucky we do have breaks of sunshine, but literal sun could be healing if you can get there, maybe even vitamin D in whatever form, right? I love to work with even the connection to the sun in my meditation routine, right? Working with the energies of the sun and the moon. But this is saying spun. I feel like it's to give you vitality and life force, right? And alignment to self. It's a really pretty card. It feels like a connection to the universe. Well, it is. It says life force, right? So it looks like that. It's interesting because these are two new cards. Not new. I've had these decks for a while, but sometimes I don't pull certain cards. I think I pulled the Sun card once in this deck, and the Held card, I don't think I ever have. So lately I've been noticing, and the Thorn card's new too. It's interesting. Since 2024 has begun, a good majority of the decks that I've had for years, I'm suddenly pulling cards that I've never actually seen. So it feels like a significant shift in our chapter, right? It's not like we may not get some of these messages in other ways through other cards before. We probably have, but it's just like I very much see like a turning of a new leaf happening. This says the Thorn: protection, boundaries, clear communication. So this could be with yourself or others. So, if you are feeling like, oh, there's so many, like I feel like there's a lot of different tracks this could be. So just tune into what resonates for you. Know that you're always protected, right? Having clear communication first with yourself, knowing what you want is important. This is where that quiet time is there, but then also communicate with your spirit team and maybe creating support in the world. Like this is how this ties into the other cards that we've had so far. It does say boundaries. So you might need to create some boundaries of time. Sometimes people will say, oh, I really want to do this, but life keeps happening. Life keeps getting in the way. Somebody's going to fill your time if you don't. Sometimes I think part of our as empaths and sensitives, especially, not only limited to, but I would say the people in my circle, often we've had to learn a level of boundaries, a level of putting our needs on the front burner, not on the back burner, right? Sometimes we have to say, if I feel like I'm called to do a program or write a book or create a business or do a hobby, right? Something that brings you joy, whatever it is, but you have to just put it on the calendar. If you don't, somebody else will fill your time, right? So part of it is about us standing our ground, speaking our truth, knowing our worth, creating space for ourselves. That doesn't mean that we aren't still a good parent or partner, right? In fact, we'll actually be a better parent or partner or friend or otherwise if we are not feeling frustrated and resentful that we don't have time for our own self and our dreams, right? We got to fill up our own love cup is kind of what I'm feeling like in that card as well. Making sure that you create the time and space for the things that are bringing you joy and that are sacred and special to you. There's something that wants to be created through you in some form, right? It could be a hobby, but a lot of you, it's a business, right? And it's important to give the time and space for that. And you have to create that boundary. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And then clear communication. You have to communicate that boundary. You have to uphold it, right? Now, and this could also be completely independent on just a situation with a person where you need to hold your ground, speak your truth, create a boundary. And sometimes that's hard for sensitives and empaths. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. There's different things that come up, but those are all part of our spiritual growth. That's why we chose our friends, our family, and all the things. Like it's like I don't want to say the perfect storm, but kind of like forcing you to grow, right? There's certain aspects that there's always a part of transformation in it for us. And if we stall on doing that, we'll just suffer more and feel more repressed. And that's not what we're meant to do. So it's about, tuning in, creating the quiet time, connecting with your spirit team, your intuition, your guidance, aligning with things that bring you more joy, opening to those creative ideas, giving yourself permission to make the time and space to do that. And that might mean creating some boundaries of your time and energy, right? All right. Let me know how this resonates for you. I am curious to know. I feel called. What do I want to give you here? I'm definitely going to give the free spirit guide meditation, right? If you already have spirit team, that's great. If you want to meet a new guide, you can use it for that. I also have an Archangel program that's on sale just for a quick bit here. I'm going to put the Archangel Alignment Activation Series, which is a really powerful healing, transformation, and get to know your guides. It teaches you how to work with, I'm trying to think offhand, is it 12? 12, at least 12 archangels, but potentially 15 archangels. You have to look at the page to find out, but it's a really fabulous program. It's great because it has a built-in healing library with the specialties of all of the archangels. You get to introduce the archangels through a video, a short video training on who they are, their specialties, how they can serve you, a channeled message from them, how to invoke them, and then an actual guided meditation and attunement to get to know them, introduce them, have them be a part of your team, and then a healing on each of their specialties. So you have like a healing library, really, of all the different angel specialties, which covers most areas of your life. And then at the same time, it can be used as a way to cultivate your communication with your spirit team, right? So it's used in different ways. But that is something that periodically I'll put it on a little special, and it's for a short time. I don't have the dates in front of me, but it just popped on my mind for you to check out. So I'll put that information in the description as well. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.